I'm just in the middle of recording my new program, Fretboard Metamorphosis. My name is Claus, and I have two websites, guitarmastery.net and reinventingguitar.com. And on reinventingguitar.com, you'll find this guitar. And I'll just share with you just a little bit about how cool it is to practice with. It's not a practice guitar, it's a full-blown, all-in instrument, even though it looks weird for people who haven't seen it before. But it has been quite a revolution for me when it comes to practicing. Because, first of all, and it's practicing we're going to talk about now, not the sound and the great feel of it. First of all, it weighs almost nothing. I've been a big fan of Strats all my life, and I still am. And I tended to go for the dinky Charvel because they didn't weigh as much as a full-blown, full-bodied Stratocaster from Fender. But this weighs like a tenth, or so it feels anyway. It's like super light. And that is really so comfortable when you sit in, in the couch. You can just grab it. It feels like playing a small car when you're used to playing this, when you go back to a Strat. It has no head, which makes the balance perfect. So there's no, this way or that way. But it also makes you not bump it into things all the time. So it's a tight little thing. Then it has this, which is an ingenious invention, because I can do this. I can sit like this now, and that gives me the perfect left hand position, left arm position. I can play for hours without having any elbow pain. My hand gets a little bit sore, but there's nothing to do about that. Also, my right hand position is perfect now, which means that I can basically sit like, I have a little stool here. I can sit like in a classical position, which is the optimal position, I would say, to play in if you're thinking about your body and your welfare, right? But I can do that from my right leg here. So that really helps a lot. Also, now that we're at it, the fan frets. It takes a little bit getting used to. It takes about 5 minutes. In the beginning, you look down, you get seasick. It feels a little weird, but then after 5 minutes of playing, it disappears as a thing. But what they do is they follow your fingers, so it actually feels like they're straight, but because your fingers naturally has a little bit of an angle once you get up here, and the fan frets completely follow that. They also give you a really great sound, but that's another thing. Then there's the neck. And we're just talking about this from a practicing perspective. It looks a little bit more chunky than the Charvels or than any C-shape Fender neck. It has the same width, so that's very comfortable. I can grab it like I would a Fender Strat neck. But it has this middle section here that allows me, and then it has kind of a soft edges, but it's a straight, so I really have a nice foundation to put my thumb on. That feels great. Like when I go to the Charvel, it feels like I don't have the same kind of grip because this is straight. So my thumb goes straight down there. When I grab it, it has no shoulders. They're completely gone. I have a hard time playing Ibanez ACs, the fusion guitars they make, because they have kind of a boxy C shape. And so when I grab them, that edge there just pushes into and that feels really uncomfortable. So it's just, right? On this guitar, there are no shoulders. They're completely like this. And also, it's just crazy how intuitively easy it is to get used to this neck. It just happens automatically, like, okay, that works for everything. And I don't think about it now. It's not a matter of having the right position all the way up. But as we naturally, I don't think that. I don't think it helps me have the correct position at all. I decide what position I have. I might grab the neck from phrasing stuff, or I might hold my thumb down here for the faster playing, the legato. It's in the middle. But the middle changes, doesn't it? Because on a guitar, we play mostly the lower strings down here, then we go higher and higher and play mostly the higher strings all the way up here. And that area here of the thumb follows that. So that's just pure genius. And also, I tried a couple of the what is it, not cutaway, but the neck through that gives you easy access. You don't really need it though, because you have such an easy access to these notes up here. Yeah, and they sound amazing and look amazing, and I love the shape of them. I think every other, no offense to anyone who loves other headless guitars, but I think headless guitars looks like absolute, right? I hate how they look. They look like you took a beautiful instrument and then did violent things to it, right? This just becomes more and more, I just can't get enough of this shape. It's absolutely crazy how well made that is. Nobody talks about it, how beautiful these guitars are. This is the stand, I'll just keep rambling here. This is the standard guitar, so it's not chambered. So it's a little bit heavier than its other counterparts, the NX something. But you almost don't feel it. So if you want the perfect practice guitar, I would really go for this one. If you want the perfect performing guitar, I would go for this one as well, because it sounds amazing and it's such a joy to play. But if you're playing in a, I can only see a problem if you're playing in a traditional rock band, right? You know, Bryan Adams style, or, you know, even further back, right? And you show up with this spaceship, might not work. But in other contexts, I see no reason not to at least try one of these, even though it's hard, because there are so few music stores around. But those are the words. Hope that was somewhat valuable to you. See you in another video.